Hello, welcome back to another episode of 060. I know it's something that a lot of people have been waiting a long time for. It's finally time to get the engine disassembled to make sure we can put all of the forge bits inside it. So just so everybody knows, this has all come about whilst we were building up the Flomax car. Whilst we were trying to go too fast with the Flomax car, we broke an engine and a transmission. Anyway, I want to try and focus on the engine first, and then we'll get to the transmission build. But for people that are following along for everything, the Lamech controller arrived. I've probably spent an hour just looking at it, going through all the paperwork and stuff that comes with it, and trying to get my head around it in the flesh. It's looking good, getting excited. Anyway, the motor. So, I think I did say in a video, but I ended up buying that motor there to go in the Flomax car as a fill-in so that we didn't need to take the engine out of the Flomax car. The Flomax car is parked just on the other side of the wall, and it's still got the engine in it. Now, the reason I don't want to bring that car in and take it apart is by the time you get a car in here, you cannot really disassemble an engine as well. We are so short on room. I mean, it looks okay, but like every cupboard, every box is just overflowing. We've actually got... Man, we got like 2 cars taken apart and then sort of hidden in everything around the room. It's just out of control. But I just thought I'd show you guys exactly where we're at. So right there is a good stock N54 from my E93 coupe. This one is a good stock N54 from our E90 that we wrecked. That is my original 17T motor that has a very similar problem to the Flomax car. So it is down on compression on cylinder 4 or 5. That is actually a relatively low kilometer motor, only done about 160,000 Ks, I think. And then we got that motor over there, which should be good, apart from rod knock and scores on the crank. So this block should be good, head should be good. I am a little bit concerned about the 17T block, the same as the Flomax car. Obviously, they're down on compression a little bit, so there's a good chance it could be scoring in the bore, but that's what we're going to find out today. So the plan, what we're going to do moving forwards, because of the cost of getting the crank repaired, and even taking a crank out of an N54, a few people have suggested it, I thought we'll just do it. But in Australia, because we can't get any of the stuff that you guys in America get nice and cheap, by the time you buy all of the girdle bolts, then all the gaskets, sort out something to do with the crank hub. I don't think I'd put a billet crank hub or a pinned crank hub's very expensive. So even by the time you buy all the good stuff for the crank hub, just new, genuine stuff, it actually costs about 2,000 Australian dollars to take this part of the engine off and put it back together, which just makes it a bit more expensive. Even like the mains bolts and all that sort of stuff, it just adds a lot of cost. So what we want to try and do with the Flomax car, because it's all we can really afford to do right now, is basically just put the forge, rods and pistons into a motor without taking the crank out. And I'm hoping that is going to be the one to do it. So, without further ado, can you tell I'm not looking forward to this? I'm going to make a mess. And I've just cleaned the floor. All right. Basically, we're going to have a bit of a shuffle around and we'll start stripping the 17T engine. It's going to be good to actually see how bad the damage was. This motor's not down on compression as much as the Flomax car. All right, I'm going to switch you over to time-lapse. Got my trusty Max Speeding Rods timing kit. Let's get it pulled apart. Well, guys, I'm pretty sure everything's off. I've still got the lifters in there, and the rockers, obviously, as you can see. But it should be okay to pull the head off, which is awesomely fun to do on your own, because they are reasonably heavy. But we've got the head off, and you guys can see... Oh my god, it's heavy. Head is in a safe space. Do the cylinders look good? Not only do they look good, they look brand new. What is that? I don't know. Guys, come and have a look. Woo! What's a... Oh, fuck. As I've said... Oh, no, it's just a bit of dirt. All right, let me get a light. Let me get a light. All right. So let's see. Oh, my God. My mind is in a million places at the moment. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. It was either cylinder 4 or 5. So it's either this one or that one that had the low compression. But my God, the cylinder liners look... They've still got a fair bit of cross-hatching on them. This motor... Oh, there's a couple of scores. You guys might be able to see that. But I mean, it feels great. However, you can sort of see that piston isn't sitting perfectly in the middle. But all in all, I'm pretty friggin' stoked. Okay, that cylinder's got a couple of lines. But again, that's not uncommon. Wow. All right, what I might just do, I'll leave you guys filming. So I know there's been a lot of time lapse. If anyone's wondering, I have already stripped an engine down on the channel. Alloy's not magnetic, unfortunately. Okay, so cylinders 2, 3, 4, and 5. The cylinder walls all look really pretty good. No significant issues. Actually, I'll just take the head gasket off. Let's take the head gasket off. Come off nicely. It is. Okay, that's good. And why is that full of oil? I don't know, mate. What I wanted to do is just put the pistons basically at top dead center. Right now, the engine is at cylinder 1 top dead center, or proper top dead center. Yeah, geez, all right. A little bit of play. A little bit of play. So, cylinder 6, the back, hopefully this GoPro's picking it up, but the back of the piston just there is flush, the front is up. So, that rod is slightly kinked. Cylinder 1's the same, front is flush, the back of it is kinked. So I'd say it's got some bent rods. Let's turn it over. Hopefully the timing chain will sort of stay close to where it needs to be. So we've now got cylinder 2 and cylinder 5 at top dead center. I'd say that one's fairly flush. The back is probably up a little bit more. Cylinder 5 is good. And let me just inspect the... Dropped my $10 Aldi torch. Cylinder 1, that bore looks good. Cylinder 6, no visual damage, although there is a little bit of rust. Don't know if you guys can see that, but we've got a little bit of rust build up. All right, now we'll get it so that cylinder 3 and 4 are at top dead center. This all looks pretty good. Yeah, so they're pretty even, front to back. Yeah, a little bit of play. That's normal. They all do that. All the used ones, anyway. I'm guessing it must have broken ringlands, unless the head is the issue. So I just pulled the lifters and rockers out, and the head, the valves, everything looks fine. Nothing jumping out at me at this point in time as an actual issue. I never actually checked injector seals, but the injector seals that were in this head are the ones that are currently in my 17T car's head that's on it. I just pulled the Index 12 straight out of this and they went straight into the motor that's currently in my car. So I'm guessing the injector seals were fine, unless the injector holes are ovaled, but it's kind of unlikely. I'd imagine if it had an ovaled injector hole, there's no way that seal would be sealing fine. In my car currently, it would have burnt the seal. So, I think the head's fine. I need to get back onto this. I'm going to switch you back to time lapse. I'm going to take the oil pump off, and we'll get the rods and pistons out. and hopefully it'll show us a cracked ringland. I hope we find something wrong with this. Alright, so oil pump's off, windage tray is off. Let's take out cylinder 5. Again, I can't quite remember. The bearings don't look great. I can't quite remember which piston it was, which cylinder was down. It was either 4 or 5. We'll take 5 out first, because it was already at the top. Oh, when you're ready. We're not reusing that one. Whoops. Alright. What does the ringland look like? So... piston really doesn't look too bad. So let's hope it is cylinder 4. Oh my god. I hope there's something wrong with this engine, guys. It's gonna suck if there's not. I know, there is. There's videos of me doing compression tests. Crank is good. Crank is good. Okay, so I might... yeah, I'm going to turn the engine over just so we've got easier access to those rod bolts. Watch that chain stays roughly in a decent place. And because I'm being a bit of a lazy bastard and none of this is going to be reused, I'm just doing it with a rattle gun. So cylinder 4 rod bearing looks better than cylinder 5, which I didn't actually show you guys. That bearing doesn't look too good. I only ever ran this on basic, fully synthetic oil, or the oil you're supposed to run them on, so Castrol 530. Australia we have HPR 5, which is the recommended synthetic oil, and it is a 540. Bloody. Got it that time. Alright, cylinder 4, piston. Please be damaged. Please be damaged. Oh shit. Oh shit. Not seeing any problems here. There's a mark in the piston. Like a pinhole. Is the piston cracked? Why was this motor down on compression? Uh-oh. Guys, cylinder 4 looks good. It doesn't look like there's any major scoring in the bore. I'll put up some footage of the bore with some decent cameras so you can see. We have a cracked ringland on cylinder 3, but cylinder 4's piston looks fine. I cannot fault it. I'm going to have to go back through and check footage. Then I'm going to have to... Jeez, what do we do? So I was hoping to find a damaged piston. If we found a damaged piston, in 4, which was the one that, according to my video that I just looked at, was the one that was low on compression. Throw the billet rods and pistons in this and we're good to go. However, I'm worried if it did get hot, if this cylinder got superheated for coolant for whatever reason, and the issue with the water pump, it wasn't dead, there was corrosion on the power cable for the water pump. So basically the water pump was intermittent. So I'd imagine if the water pump turned off, the coolant around that cylinder wasn't circulating for, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, I then did a pull, it would have got hot real quick. But that doesn't really help us out. I don't know, I might conclude this video tomorrow. If not, we'll see how we go. I will overlay the footage of cylinder walls, the close-ups of the pistons. And in the meantime, let me know if you have any ideas on what it might be. It could be an issue with the valve on cylinder 4. It looks fine. Maybe I should do a valve check. We will get to the bottom of this. All right, guys. We'll see how we go. Even the cracked ringland on cylinder 3, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Looks like the ringland is still there. There's just a hairline crack in it. Rods don't look bent. Not. Ooh. Ah, it's probably just broken off. I'm at a loss. Let me know your thoughts. Right now I'm leading to a valve sealing issue on cylinder 4. I need to borrow some tools. Alright, let's end it off there. Let me know your thoughts below. Bugger. Alright, catch you later. GoPro, stop recording. All the way down. But actually from left to right we've got cylinder 5. Cylinder 4, so this is the problem cylinder. Look at the cross hatching. It's really good. Cylinder 3. It's not as clean as these two, but it could be because of the ringland. And let me just show you the other sides. Got cylinder 5. There is these marks at the top, but you cannot feel them. Okay, so it looks like maybe cylinder 4 on that side. I hadn't seen that before. A little bit of weird discoloration halfway down. I wonder what that is. If anybody knows, let me know. And then cylinder, oh, it's got the same here. It's just like it's not washing the wall properly. Maybe it'll need a quick hone. I need to speak to some professionals. Cylinder 3, you can see the crack in the ringland. Other than that, I mean, the piston doesn't look very old. Then we'll go cylinder 4, start at the bottom of the piston. It's all good. Show you the ringland. Let's try not to drop it. It looks good. The piston doesn't look like it's done a lot of work. And then we have cylinder 5. That is just a bit of dirt. All good ringlands.